Okay, we all know AI is completely changing the game, but what skills do you actually need to stay ahead? Now, if you're thinking it's all about becoming a coding genius or a data scientist, well, you're in for a surprise. We're about to dive into why the most valuable skills for the AI era are actually way more human than you'd expect.
This is the big question, right? It's on everyone's mind. As these AI tools get smarter and smarter, we're all kind of wondering, what does this actually mean for my job, for my career? What should I be learning, like right now, to not just get by, but to really crush it?
All right, let's just get right to it. Have a look at this list of top skills for the age of AI. Now, sure, you'll see things on here like prompt creation, and yeah, that makes total sense. But look closer. Notice what's really dominating this list? Collaboration, creativity, critical thinking. See, this is the surprising part, and it completely flips the script on how we should be thinking about working with AI.
So, yeah, let's unpack that surprise a little. What is this list really trying to tell us about what comes next?
You know what's so fascinating when you look at this is that the purely technical skills, they just don't run the show. Not at all. Instead, they're balanced out by these deeply, deeply human abilities. This list isn't a checklist for programmers. It's more like a playbook for all the thinkers, creators, and collaborators out there. And that, right there, is the big reveal. The absolute crucial point. 4 of the top 6 skills here are things we've valued for, well, for centuries. They're the stuff that's at the very core of what makes us human. And it turns out, in this new age of intelligent machines, these very skills are becoming our most powerful professional assets. Wild, right? Okay, so let's dig into that first group of skills. We'll call it our core human advantage. These are the abilities that AI, for all its power, just can't replicate. But what it can do is amplify them in a huge way.
First up, collaboration. Now, I know this might sound a little backwards, but stick with me. AI doesn't just work by itself in a corner. It spits out all these insights, all this content. That still needs a human team to interpret it, to debate it, and to weave it all together. To make AI's output actually useful, you need better teamwork, not less. Next, let's talk about creativity. Look, an AI can generate 1,000 pictures of a cat in the style of Van Gogh, no problem. But it's not going to wake up one day and ask, hey, what if we used art to explain quantum physics to 5-year-olds? That spark, that completely original idea, that's us. That's human. Our creativity is what gives the AI its direction.
Then we've got critical thinking. And oh boy, this is a big one. AI models can be wrong, they can echo the biases from their training data, and they can sometimes just make things up with total confidence. We call that hallucinating. So we absolutely need human critical thinkers to question, to verify, and to make sense of the absolute fire hose of information these tools give us.
And finally, in this group, we have good old-fashioned problem solving. At the end of the day, AI is a tool. It might be the most powerful tool ever invented, but it's still a tool. It's up to a person to actually identify and frame a problem in the first place, break it down, and then strategically decide how and where to point the AI to get it solved. I mean, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? These classic human skills aren't going anywhere. They're not becoming obsolete. No way. They're becoming the essential ingredient for actually using AI well. Think of AI as a supercharger for your brain.
Okay, so we've got our core human skills. But how do we actually connect our ideas to the machine? That's where these next 2 skills come in. Think of them as the bridge between your mind and the machine's power.
So the first one is process visualization. The easiest way to think about this is like being a project manager for an AI. It's the skill of looking at a really complex task, breaking it down into a clear, logical series of steps, and then explaining that workflow so well that the AI can just run with it. You're basically creating the blueprint that the AI is going to build from.
And here it is, the one everybody's talking about, prompt creation. You know, this is basically just learning to speak the AI's language. A really great prompt is kind of like being a great film director. You're not just telling the actor what to say. You're giving them the context, the motivation, the whole backstory they need to give you an incredible performance.
So how do you actually write a great prompt? Well, it really boils down to 3 simple steps. First, know exactly what you want. Define a clear goal. Second, and this is so important, give the AI all the necessary context and background info it needs. And third, you refine and you iterate. Don't just expect to get a perfect result on your first try. It's more like a conversation. You go back and forth with the AI to really nail down what you're looking for.
Okay, so when you put all of these different pieces together, what do you end up with?
Well, you get a complete toolkit for not just surviving, but actually thriving in the age of AI. Here it is, your AI-ready toolkit. See how it works? On one side, you've got your core human skills, your creativity, your critical thinking. They set the strategy, they define the why. And on the other side, you've got your bridge skills, process visualization and prompt creation. They're all about execution. They handle the how. When you get these two sides working together, you just become a massively more effective thinker, creator, and problem solver.
And that really brings us to the single most important takeaway from all of this. That whole narrative of human versus machine, it's just wrong. It's not about trying to compete with AI. It's about collaborating with it. Success, going forward, is going to be all about how well you can partner up with your new, incredibly powerful artificial teammate. So as we wrap this up, you can see the real question isn't what's AI going to do to us anymore. It's what are we going to do with AI? Looking at this toolkit, it's pretty clear that the future belongs to the people who can blend that timeless human ingenuity with this incredible new technology. So the only question left is, where are you going to start?